2 minutes out.
Hey, Godmother. Is this like the old days? XCOM swooping in and taking it to the bad guys?
I wouldn't know. I spent most of the war training resistance networks.
Like mine. And for your many, long years of service.
Watch it.
XCOM attaches you to an untested squad and pushes it into the field before it's ready. How is this not like the old days?
I'm just happy to be here. I missed out during the war. Wish I could have pulled my weight.
For which side, exactly?
I find that very hurtful.
Sure thing, Advent.
We are through the checkpoint.
I was never actually Advent.
But they were fitting you for a blocky helmet.
Stow it, both of you. We're here. 3-1 PD gave us the all clear. Grab your gear and prepare to move in. Whisper, what's your status?
And what's Verge's ETA?
Comms are working, obviously. Verge is en route.
How? Verge can't drive.
He hailed a cab.
To a hostage situation?
Focus. Whisper, any surprises in the next room?
A handful of hostiles, unaware of your approach.
Chimera squad, take positions. Prep for breach.
Hello. I am Mayor Nightingale.
Is that our hostage?
Welcome to City 31's Memorial Museum.
It's just a recording.
As I often say, the lessons from our past inform the present.
Blah, 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 history.
Focus. You see this?
Huh. Interesting.
Contact!
Clear.
Verge? What took you so long?
Had to unpack a breaching charge.
Good man.
Not exactly.
You know what I mean.
I always do.
So creepy. Don't ever change.
Verge, form up. Any hostiles in the next room?
Yes. I can feel them.
Wait, hold. Hostage confirmed in the next room.
We need more than that.
3-1 PD has a live feed. Patching through.
If you surrender, I will advocate leniency.
Enough! This exhibit, it is about XCOM's role in our liberation.
I see you read the placard.
It doesn't say how they went soft and got weak. Now, it's up to us to light the spark.
He's holding a detonator.
Go, now!
Cherub, are you still with us?
Yeah, I think so. Only thing injured is my pride.
And your diaphragm. And a few ribs.
None of this should have happened.
Most people say thank you.
I'm grateful, of course. But these people don't have the capability for any of this.
Explain.
I read their threat assessment. A month ago, these insurgents were all talk and no capability. The greatest threat they posed was to bottles of alcohol.
Why tell us? Why now?
City 31 shows the world how humans, hybrids, and aliens can keep a lasting peace. I'm the public face of this. Tonight, someone wanted what I represent to go up in flames.
We're not in town for local intrigue.
I know, but right now you're the only ones I'm certain are fighting for that same peace. Can I count on your support?
Yes, ma'am. Package delivered to 3-1 PD.
She truly believes what she says.
That's why she's in charge.
Not too shabby for our first official mission.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Celebrate before a mission is complete. It's
bad luck.
Tonight, Mayor Nightingale perished in an explosion at City 31's Memorial Museum. The identity of her assailants is unknown at this time. The City Council asks citizens to remain...
So she gets vaporized the same day XCOM sends Chimera Squad to our city? You hear that voice in your head? That's me telling you to wake up!
Despite opposition, Mayor Nightingale's deciding vote brought the Reclamation Agency to the city. Without her support, Chimera Squad's continued presence is an open question.
Welcome home, Chimera Squad. The director wants to speak with us.
thanks for getting the mayor killed. Also, you're fired.
That's not helpful.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'll patch the call through when you're ready.
I followed your action at the museum, and its aftermath.
Director Kelly, I take full responsibility for what happened.
Stop. I sent you to City 31 because I believed you were ready. Tonight, you surpassed my expectations. 3-1 PD requested help within 3 hours of your arrival in the city. You answered immediately. Going in, you were under-equipped and down an agent. You adapted, as we trained you to do. And let's not forget, you rescued the mayor. You delivered her to safety as the city requested. Don't blame yourself for an outcome you couldn't control. Instead, let's focus on what's next.
I set up the map table. Ready when you are.
Head over there. I'll hold. Welcome to City 31. During Advent's occupation, the city was a fortress supporting an active starport. 5 years after XCOM won the war, it's home to aliens, hybrids, and humans alike. There's new industry, self-government, and local agriculture to support the varied populations. Against all odds, this city thrived after the war. There were no retributive attacks.
Until tonight.
We don't know that. Not yet. But we can find out. 3-1 PD requested our help sifting through evidence at the Memorial Museum. They lost good officers today. Give them what they need and see what we can learn. Your work with 3-1 PD opened a few doors. Here's what we know. A crude plasma bomb killed the mayor. The insurgents had no access to materials for that.
Does that mean they had outside help?
Most likely. There are 3 groups in City 31 with access to this kind of ordnance. Gray Phoenix is a group of primarily muton scavengers operating in the city. Recently, they've armed themselves with highly restricted weaponry. That puts them on our radar.
Director, these are local criminals. Isn't that 3-1 PD's jurisdiction?
True. The Reclamation Agency supports local police, but we're also required to recover dangerous material.
From those who would do the world harm, and each of those groups is neck deep in the stuff. So what next?
Focus on a single group. Investigate, dismantle their operations, and take them down.
Meanwhile, we look for any links to the mayor's death. Either way, a dangerous organization is off the streets.
Exactly. The city wants justice for Mayor Nightingale. This is how we help them achieve it.
Whisper, where is the mess?
Claymore. All around you, pal.
Very funny. I brought a fish curry for the squad.
How'd you sneak that past headquarters?
3 spare canteens.
You are the man.
I'm the man who serves dinner in 15 minutes.
A short while ago, Gray Phoenix engaged unknown assailants at this location. After the shooting stopped, Gray Phoenix locked down the whole block.
Would you say our arrival is key?
Why did I ever teach you puns?
Because you're very instructive.
Kill me now. Whoa, I'm reading a massive Illyrium core in the next room. It's losing stability fast. Secure and contain that core before it takes out the whole block.
Check your file. None of us should go home in bags.
Gray Phoenix is after large quantities of Illyrium. Why do they need that much power? Illyrium access would allow them to refine an explosive powerful enough to kill Mayor Nightingale. Gray Phoenix has the means. Find out if they had the motive. From what we've seen, Gray Phoenix is armed with restricted weapons. We don't know their source. That's where you come in. Determine where they're getting all their toys.
Chimera Squad, I'm Commissioner Maloof of 3-1 PD. To be blunt, I don't give a chrysalid's ass about the politics. I'm glad you're in the city. 3-1 PD was stretched thin before the mayor's death. There are gaps to fill, and that's where you come in. When your agents can handle a situation better than my officers, I'll send the details your way. If the city council has a problem with that, I'll take the heat. They can't afford to fire me. I look forward to working with you.
I'm sure you already know your way around the armory. Each of you has a locker here. But it's also where we announce field promotions, which I'm doing now.
Another bit of ribbon.
Congratulations. I realize now there should have been a cake.
Reports confirm significant unrest in City 31. Without the city's trust, Reclamation cannot investigate effectively.
Anything we can do about that?
Results can earn back the public trust. We're here to keep the city safe, so there's no better way than doing just that. The City Council has approved Reclamation's use of field teams. This will keep a lid on unrest, but with community support, they can do much more. City 31 was slow to impound restricted weapons after the war. Some locals took advantage. Cutting off the flow to Grey Phoenix will disrupt the local arms trade.
Blue Blood, great to see you.
Back at you, Whisper. Settling in?
Not exactly. Until we have a proper field office, we get to sleep in a rail car repair yard.
See? Every job comes with a few perks.
Let me know when we have any.
Grey Phoenix moves weapons along the river. Their latest shipment is large enough to require our intervention.
Do we know where they're moving the weapons?
No. If the shipment was smaller, we'd tail them.
But this one is too big for us to lose. I got it.
If Grey Phoenix thinks all is lost, they may destroy the shipment.
Yes, let's go before we all stink of fish slurry.
Great job. No arms dealer is willing to risk a deal with Grey Phoenix. Not with Chimera Squad in town. As you've experienced, Grey Phoenix is surprisingly coordinated and disciplined. Discover what keeps them bound together. As you know, our presence in City 31 is precarious. The City Council is divided on Reclamation's future. So we do the job we came here to do. Secure dangerous technology from those who seek to harm City 31. As Reclamation confirms intel on these bread-and-butter missions, we'll place them on the map. They can't argue with our mandate. Protecting the citizens of this city will help them understand our commitment. I have more background on the insurgents behind the mayor's attack. Just after the war, City 31 reached out to nearby resistance networks to help keep the peace. The insurgents belonged to a cell in the Shrike network. That network provided security before 31PD existed. They left when the Global Council cleared aliens and hybrids for return to society.
Couldn't stomach protecting the people they fought in the war?
Seems that way. Since 2037, they've kept to the outskirts and swapped war stories at their watering holes.
Sounds like a dead end.
Maybe. Something drove them to carry out this attack. Keep your eyes open.
Grey Phoenix assaulted a water treatment plant and took a hostage. Keep that VIP safe.
The high quality of Grey Phoenix leadership is what keeps their people loyal. Disrupt their chain of command. Without leaders, their lower ranks will be more willing to talk.
Grey Phoenix compromised a server in the city archives. They used it to route high-level communications. 31PD caught on, but Grey Phoenix knows they caught on. And they're here to erase that server. City Archives has a lot of irreplaceable artifacts. So, you know...
Test the limits of the post-war insurance industry?
Let's go with not that. You're nearing the server. The 31PD reports a data purge. Looks like Grey Phoenix is wiping it manually.
If they didn't shoot it, covering their tracks is a secondary goal.
Excellent. Dismantling the Grey Phoenix leadership should throw them into disarray. We've connected Grey Phoenix to a recent spate of alien abductions in City 31. Find out why Grey Phoenix wants these aliens. We need to get them home. Grey Phoenix follows a pair of leaders, both mutons. Custodian Zell handles their technical interests. We know more about Crew Chief Yarvo, who directs their martial pursuits. Zell and Yarvo are unknown quantities. It isn't clear who calls the shots between them.
Hello, Chimera Squad. I'm the proprietor of the Viper's Nest, a humble establishment in the Fringe. As I'm sure you know, dangerous tech from the Advent days still turns up from time to time. The city pays well to anyone who turns it over, so I hire a network of scavengers to find this stuff. Oh, and I occasionally hear of opportunities that may interest you. If I do, I'll be in touch.
Grey Phoenix set up in this warehouse. Find any data that indicates why.
Grey Phoenix is abducting aliens with highly technical skills. Engineers, scientists, and technicians. Put an end to the abductions so these people can return to their families.
This club used to be the heart of an alien trafficking operation. 31PD never figured out who was behind it. Now Grey Phoenix is on site. We think they're here to clear out evidence of their connection. Don't let them.
I heard about this place. 31PD tried to trip them up, but they were careful.
You're approaching a VIP area. Not our kind of VIPs, the actual, original, non-euphemistic VIPs.
A room full of VIPs would be the mother of all hostage situations.
Activity in the parking lot. Looks like they're wrapping up. Heavy guard on that laptop. That's it.
They are not here to cover their tracks.
I don't understand.
They are protecting the aliens who were trafficked.
That makes no sense.
It does not, which is all the more alarming.
Nice work. City 31's alien population is safe from Grey Phoenix abductions.
A short time ago, Grey Phoenix forced their way into the city's starport. If they managed to launch a starship, they could cause all kinds of destruction.
Grey Phoenix made its move on the starport. They overran security and are attempting to scramble starships. You need to stop those birds from launching. Who knows what they'll do when airborne. There's only one way into this hangar, through a corridor defended by the best Grey Phoenix has to offer. Oh, and the room is full of starship fuel, so don't shoot anything with a warning label.
Is it just me, or is that the worst pep talk he's ever given?
The starship is nearly fueled. Stop Grey Phoenix before they can launch.
So that's it then. Crew Chief Yarvo is gone. We're stuck here. Very well. I shall direct all of our forces to stand down.
I accept your surrender?
It does not matter where you send us. This world remains our prison.
Good work, Chimera Squad. Your quick thinking prevented significant damage to City 31. And yet, Grey Phoenix was not trying to flee to the Elders. They wanted to go home, or find a new place to call home. How they went about it cannot be excused, but I will advise XCOM HQ to consider this development. After reviewing the intel from your investigation, we're left with more questions than answers. Grey Phoenix sought to steal multiple starships from the city's starport. This required secrecy. Mayor Nightingale's death made their goal more difficult to achieve. Worse, there are clear signs they had external backing. Until we know more, we've designated their silent partner, Atlas.
Should we run down leads on Atlas?
No, there's too little to go on. Mayor Nightingale's death remains your priority.
You mentioned two other groups who could have aided her killers.
Focus on one. If Atlas becomes more than just a theory, we'll update. Sacred Coil is what happens when former Advent officers find religion, or create one. They claim to be the true path for City 31's hybrids, as long as that path involves armed sedition.
Torque.
Whisper.
Are we good?
I don't know. Did you get a lobotomy?
Can't say that I did.
Then no, we aren't good.
Well, at least things are back to normal.
Welcome to City 31's not-so-hidden Advent bunker. A witness spotted Sacred Coil poking around down here. If they give you trouble, poke back. Sacred Coil is putting up one hell of a fight for an empty bunker. We're missing something. I'm gonna contact City Archives. They may have more detailed records than HQ. Give me a sec. I know what Sacred Coil is after. Would anyone care to guess?
10,000 plasma grenades?
Yeah, a defunct mech repair bay, which, according to these power readings, is currently very funked.
If Sacred Coil went after mechs, they need soldiers. But for what army? They were underground until Mayor Nightingale's election drove them to the surface. Their hatred for her gave them motive. Find out if Sacred Coil had the means to carry out an assassination. City 31 became the world's only source of androids after retooling Advent mech factories. Sacred Coil has been sniffing around there for the past week. Find out why.
Sacred Coil forced their way into this server farm. They're here to break something expensive. Prevent them.
Sacred Coil plans to steal combat-grade androids from the source. Make sure it doesn't happen.
It worked. We caught Sacred Coil amidst their android heist. They're after the combat cores. You're coming up on the factory floor. Try not to break the machinery.
That is not my priority.
They're on the run. Don't let them escape with those android parts.
Be a real shame if they took them all.
Good job. City 31's androids are vital to the rebuilding effort. Sacred Coil will need to find troops elsewhere. Reclamation links Sacred Coil to a variety of City 31's missing persons. All human. Stop these human abductions and recover them from Sacred Coil. Time is of the essence.
This is where the city stashed us?
Hey, Shelter. It's not so bad.
I don't need my psionics to tell you're lying.
Not lying, just morale building.
I'll make do. Anything good to eat?
I saved some chili for you. A Red Bull in the fridge.
Now that's morale building.
The mercenaries you've encountered are from the old Shrike network. City 31 paid them to provide security just after the war. After the formation of 3-1 PD, Shrike was cut loose. By then, they were more of a mercenary outfit than resistance group.
Who's in charge?
It's not that simple. Shrike operates in a loose cell structure. Each cell determines which jobs they're willing to take. Some help guard the city's food supply.
And others are muscle for seriously shady people. So what if we run into more in the field?
They should have the sense to avoid a fight with Reclamation. And if they don't, standard rules of engagement.
Sacred Coil just arrived here. Get in there, secure any hostages, and get out before things go south.
Always knew XCOM would come for me. Didn't see it going down like this.
Holy crap, that's Floyd Tesseract.
Floyd, you were just as insufferable during the invasion.
Verge, you were just as self-righteous.
Mr. Tesseract, we need to get you out of there.
I know the drill. I devised the drill. Head down, follow orders, keep living. Old habits die hard.
Chimera Squad, the City Council asked me to contact you directly about a sensitive matter. The simple fact is that 3-1 PD is unequipped to deal with certain emergency situations. We've hired mercenaries in the past, but the results have been adequate at best. Mayor Nightingale assured us you were here to protect City 31 from harm. So prove it. I want you on call for emergencies that require your unique skill set. The City Council will be watching.
Sacred Coil is abducting humans for genetic experimentation. Those who survive are no longer themselves. This cannot continue. Find them, stop them, and get those people back.
This gene therapy clinic has been shut down for years, but today, Sacred Coil tripped the alarm. See if you can stop their genetic modification for good. Sacred Coil's broadcasts are always going on about genetic modification. Makes sense they'd come here.
Does it? The place has seen far better days. You wouldn't bring patients here. You'd bring enemies.
I'm seeing a power spike ahead in pediatrics? Okay, that's disturbing.
Whatever they power, we can shut down.
Good work shutting down Sacred Coil's genetic testing program. City 31 can sleep safer tonight. There's a wasting disease affecting some hybrid populations worldwide. It's known locally as the Fade. Sacred Coil claims they have a cure. Find out if there's any truth to these broadcasts. Sacred Coil is led by Bellis Mar, a former Advent commander. He was never apprehended after the war. As far as we know, he's still fighting it. We believe he had some responsibility for the Bugtown massacre. Consider Bellis Mar highly motivated and extremely dangerous.
Director? I'm one of Bellis Mar's clones.
I know. Do you have any concerns?
No. But do you? Does the squad?
Cherub. He has tens of thousands of clones. The only thing you share with him is DNA.
Okay. I mean, I know that, but thank you.
Sacred Coil has no cure for the Fade. They're using a public health crisis to increase their recruitment. Put an end to their lies. Show City 31 what they really are. Killers, fearmongers, and opportunists.
3-1 PD uncovered a relay for Sacred Coil's propaganda broadcast. Once you find it and secure it, we can trace it to the source.
Don't shoot anything with blinky readouts. Got it.
Communication equipment in the next room. That must be the relay.
Their propaganda is sophisticated. I look forward to shutting it down.
Excellent work. City 31 sees the true face of Sacred Coil, and and they don't like it.
We located Sacred Coil's cathedral. It's literally underground, drawing an immense amount of power from the city's grid. They aren't hiding anymore. Whatever they're powering up, we need to shut it down.
Sacred Coil isn't trying to hide. They think it's too late for us to stop them. Let's prove them wrong. Whoa, there's a massive power source ahead of you. See if you can track it down. Gunfight in the Sacred Coil Cathedral. Sounds like an old movie. What's it like in there?
Honestly, it's a little sad. Like an old movie set if you see it up close.
Huh. I kind of expected something more majestic. Hold on, that power source doubled its output. Whatever they're up to, it's in the next room.
You're too late. The Elders answer our prayers.
The Gatekeeper. What's wrong with it?
No! Your presence defiles it!
There's something very off about that Gatekeeper. If this is part of Sacred Coil's plan, we have to stop that thing.
Excellent work, Chimera Squad. Sacred Coil got more than they bargained for when they threw open that gate. That Gatekeeper must have been sent here 5 years ago. It was stuck in transit since XCOM won the war. Scattered cells remain throughout the city, but Sacred Coil as an organization is no more. Reclamation analyzed the intel from your latest investigation. We've noticed a troubling pattern. Sacred Coil received external help in constructing their psionic gate. Atlas is no longer a theory. Now that we've foiled 2 of their plans, expect an escalation.
Did you find a connection to Mayor Nightingale's death?
Nothing. Focus your investigation on the remaining group of suspects, and watch for any connections to Atlas. The Progeny have a small but loyal human membership, all with psionic capability. Victims willingly hand over what the Progeny need, then forget the whole thing. The perfect crime.
Yesterday, an informant spotted the Progeny casing this android factory. Now tonight, someone tripped the alarm. I'm not a betting man, but I'd put money on the Progeny stealing androids. Is it the Progeny? Can you tell what they stole?
I was promised an android heist, but they just grabbed electronics.
All right, keep after them. I'll see if the owner can shed light on what they want. The Progeny stole neural accelerator chips. If retooled, they could boost natural psionic capability. Do not let them escape with those chips.
The Progeny went after expensive assets. What's behind their sudden need for funding? They have no love for hybrids, which presumes a motive to kill the mayor. As for means, psionics could give them the ultimate insider, a member of Mayor Nightingale's protective detail. Progeny communication is almost entirely psionic. On occasion, they use conventional means. Recent chatter has had frequent mentions of Archons. See if you can learn why.
We spotted the Progeny bringing secure cases into this hostel. We need to recover them.
The Progeny plans to capture and deploy Archons as captive warriors. Archons under Progeny control could cause untold damage to the city. Keep the Progeny away from them.
The Progeny abducted an Archon from its sanctuary. It looks like they're attempting psionic control.
So this is a hostage situation with a floating biomechanical angel.
Progeny forces have stopped trying to control the Archon. I think they're trying to kill it.
They will do it no harm.
Outstanding. City 31's Archons are no longer in danger of Progeny domination. More than once, Progeny fleeing the scene seemed to vanish without a trace. Figure out how they manage this magic trick. Chimera Squad, I'd like you to meet a ghost. During the war, he went by Sovereign. He ran the Shrike network and oversaw their transformation to the mercenaries we know today.
Yeah, I thought nobody was in charge of Shrike.
So did I, but that's what Advent thought when Shrike was a resistance network.
Is he our connection to Atlas?
Maybe he is Atlas, or maybe he's dead. Until we know, he remains a person of interest.
So the Progeny tripped an alarm in this bunker. Advent-era schematics refer to a vault. Keep them out of it.
The Progeny progeny uses psionic tampering of witness memories to escape. But to where? They must have a network of safe houses. Find them and remove them from the board.
Informants spotted progeny forces at this location. Let's see what's inside.
Whatever it is, I bet it's messed up.
That's some fierce resistance. This must be a progeny stronghold.
They were not prepared for us.
Great work. We have the progeny on the run, and with far fewer places to escape. The progeny uses psionic relays to coordinate their forces, but that's impossible without serious automation. They must rely on modified Advent tech to pull this off. Locate and confiscate it to disrupt their operations. The leader of the progeny is a woman who calls herself Violet. No last name, no known origin. We now know why they're called the progeny. She induced the psionics of each and every member. The sheer psionic power required is alarming. Consider Violet extremely dangerous.
I know her. When Advent forced psionics upon me, there were others. Many others.
And she was one of them?
I never trained with her. Before I escaped, I reached out to her telepathically.
And?
Her mind kept repeating I think it was a poem. I didn't recognize it.
We'll see if that helps narrow down who she was, before Advent turned her into this.
The aliens who live here reported frequent power spikes. Now, intel suggests the progeny have moved in.
Somehow, the progeny got their hands on an experimental codex. They're using it in ways it was never intended. Take advantage of this. If you force them to spread it thin, the codex will deteriorate.
The progeny infiltrated this cutting-edge tech firm, and we're not sure why.
You answered your own question, bud.
Okay, laugh it up. Yeah, I deserved it. Heads up. 3-1 PD spotted a codex, and it's somewhere on the premises.
Strange. Each codex has a psionic signature. I am sensing none in the area.
The tech firm says their equipment could be used to refactor a codex, whatever that means.
The progeny brought their codex here. They're trying to rebuild it.
Nicely done. The progeny's pet codex is effectively offline.
The progeny are atop the tallest building in Old Town. From there, they have a view of the entire city. They're assembling a strange device up there. This must be their endgame.
You made it. Not exactly a quiet approach. The progeny must know you're here.
Then they know it's over for them.
I'm reading an immense power surge from that tower. Also, the roof is, the roof is glowing. I can see it from back at the base. The feed is cutting in and out. Not sure if you can hear this.
Ignore the echoes in your ear! Fear not. I am unvanquished still!
This pressure, I can barely hold it back.
Behold! For gods and men cast the self-same shadow!
Breach. You have to breach now.
Great job, Chimera Squad. The progeny thought they could force a psionic evolution, but their tech was only capable of scrambling psionically sensitive minds for miles around. You stopped the progeny in their tracks and saved hundreds of lives. Your latest investigation turned up no link to Mayor Nightingale's death, but we found more signs of external backing. Atlas was connected to each of these groups. Why? What did they have to gain? If the progeny couldn't possibly force a psionic evolution, why would Atlas back their flawed tech? Grey Phoenix wanted nothing more than to leave. What would Atlas get with an absent ally? And Sacred Coil? Did Atlas truly need fanatic Advent holdouts with a busted psionic gate? There's something we're missing.
Director, you need to see this.
Unknown assailants have overrun the City Council's emergency session. The following footage may be alarming to watch.
Our response must be unanimous. This is beyond politics. It's about stability.
Do you think it's Atlas?
It's an attack on City Hall. That's all that matters. Chimera Squad, head out.
Unknown hostiles swarming City Hall. The protective detail was, well, they were completely overwhelmed.
I only have so many medikits. Let's go.
Security cameras are locked down. I have no eyes inside. There's more gunfire in the council chambers. Hurry.
Can anyone hear me?
Deputy Mayor, what's your status?
I made it to a panic room, but they're trying to break in.
Stay put. We're outside the council chambers.
I know what Atlas was planning. The Progeny, Grey Phoenix, Sacred Coil, each group they backed was set up to fail. But with each running rampant, 3-1 PD would stretch thin enough to break. And who steps in?
Brace for impact. The old blueprint showed an empty area just inside the wall. How was I supposed to know it was Strike's firing range?
We are not all psychic.
I don't think they know you're here. Okay, they know. Get a move on. I'm seeing a lot of activity on the 80th floor. There's an elevator ahead. It should take you right there.
I regret my inability to request an airstrike.
You'll be completely exposed out there.
I'm not going to die on a rooftop. You might, but not me.
XCOM, lay down your arms.
It's Chimera Squad. And screw you for all you've done, pal.
All I've done? I've reminded this city what it needs to survive.
You don't know what you're talking about.
The Elders will return. We can only defeat them by tearing the weakness from our hearts.
Was that why you killed the mayor?
A handful of casualties today, or a whole world tomorrow. It's an easy choice.
As unhinged rants go, I rate this 7 out of 10.
You won't acknowledge the stakes? Fine. Strike! Destroy them!
Chimera Squad. The director has arrived.
At ease. 1 month ago, you were understaffed, outgunned, and in temporary housing.
Hey, the place had character.
And rats. Don't forget the rats.
Now, the entire squad is here, with the latest and greatest from XCOM HQ. City 31 is in good hands.
Hostage situation in Old Town. We'll need all hands for this one.
Chimera Squad, form up and load in.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
You made my point. Go on, do your jobs.
Reclamation is entrenched. Our assets burned. We have no options.
The battle for City 31 is lost, but XCOM doesn't realize they're already at war.
And when they do?
It will be too late.